Today I'm going to tie a pike fly on a tube, and this is going to be the what was it I called it? The Firetiger beast. It's a fairly nice fly. I've had a lot of success with this color scheme. We're going to use some of these cool new heads from Future Fly and Big Fly Fiber in Fire. The Big Fly Fiber blended colors in Firetiger. Some hackles, some marabou, and some bucktail. Well, this is kind of like a good illustration, this fly, of the composition of the pike flies, the type of pike flies I use the most. So you can kind of use this as kind of like a blueprint for how I like many of my pike flies to be. So we're basically gonna do a base of bucktail, then some big fly fiber, then some flash, some saddle hackles, and then some sort of material to fill out the head and then the head. So it's basically going to be a very easy build, and if you know the blueprint for this, you can compose your own colors, which is the favorite colors you like, because the composition of this fly, the blueprint for this type of fly, works and works very well. I've had a lot of success with this. So first of all, a bundle of big fly fiber. My mistake. A bundle of bucktail here. Make sure this is nice and tidy, and you have a sound base of tying thread to attach this. I'm not going to cut anything off of that. I'm just gonna leave it as it is now, like this. Taking my pen tool, just pin out stripped. And then I'm gonna tie all the way up to the bucktail, but not on top of the bucktail. I'm gonna do this to tie up to the bucktail to ensure that you have that you will turn the bucktail, but not make it completely flat. So as you can see, I've forced it in the right direction, but I've not made it completely flat. This is nice, I think. And this tube is a 3mm one, so this is actually thick enough that if you make the right leader, it can go straight through it. Click in the corner now if you have any doubts on how to make a steel leader for tube flies. I have made a video that explains that. If you click up in the corner now. Good. I'm gonna take a bundle of big fly fiber in Firetiger, just making sure I have enough room here to actually tie this big fly fiber down. So I'm gonna make this big fly fiber out to a bundle, so I can get the bundles of big fly fiber all the way around the hook, around the tube here, to make sure that it's distributed as evenly as I can, like this. Good. That is exactly the effect I'm going for. So the big fly fiber is now a halo, and the reason why I use the bucktail is to ensure that this pike fly will have a profile that is thick. That is, the bucktail helps support the big fly fiber and ensures it's staying. It has a volume. I just simply love these blended colors of big fly fiber. They are truly awesome. If the term epic wasn't so worn thin, I would do that to yeah, I would use that phrase. Well, like this. Next up is to use some holographic flashaboo, and for this fly I'm going to use the holographic Firetiger in Magnum, as you can see, this is a very long flashabou, and also it's a bit wider than just the ordinary, the standard flashabou. And there is an enormous amount of flash in a packet. There is for numerous flies in a packet. So the price is a bit higher than most other ordinary flash materials, but the bulk you get here and the quality. This flash is more durable. It does not curl. It simply lasts longer on the flies, and the colors are just truly magnificent. So as you can see, I pulled these out so the length are not completely even, and then I'm gonna do something like maybe 3/3 of the length is gonna be tied backwards. So I'm gonna get one bundle that is fairly long, and when I turn this in a second, I'm gonna get another bundle that is not quite as long. This will give a better profile and also better tapering of your pike fly. So make sure that you use some will and some force on your flash here to make sure that it sticks there. But also when I'm tying it like I'm doing now, when I turn this over and tie it back down once more, then the flash will have been fastened double, 2 times, ensuring that the flash material will stay in place, will not move, will not be shredded. Shredded maybe by the pike's teeth, but it will not move. Like this. As you can see, this wasn't a very big bundle, not compared to the whole package, and anyway, you have a very nice effect here. Everything is supported by the bucktail and is voluminous and works wonders, and looks like the best, or even better than the best jerkbait out in the waters. That is one of the main advantages of these pike flies. I actually think that if you take any given jerkbait you want to use and compare it to some of these big pike flies, and these big pike flies will outfish the jerkbaits. These big pike flies are hovers completely wonderful in the water, and swings and sways and moves great out there. So these to the best of my experience, if you build your flies right, then they can outfish and outperform jerkbaits. I know that if jerkbaits still from time to time catch more than I do, it's because they have a longer range. So the next thing is I'm going to tie some of these saddle feathers. These saddle feathers, grizzly saddle feathers, is a bit expensive, unfortunately, but they do add some life, they do add some vitality, and they do swim very independently and erratic in the water. So I think. I really think that it's justified to use them. It's not just to sell your stuff. I'm doing this. It's not just to sell hackles that I'm saying this. I truly believe that these hackles actually can make a difference. So I'm tying down, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 of these. I'm tying these in individually, so I can be certain that they are where I want them to be. I'm just gonna use this last one. Oh, this was a long bastard. Like this. Cutting off all of this here, and to ensure that these hackles is gonna stay in place, I'm just gonna nuke them with some super glue. It's a key element to the fly, so it's a key element to keep them there. And also the hackles are actually very durable. This is a bundle of old feathers I have rescued from flies that have caught pike, and I have them in this bundle so I can use them instead of just discarding them, because as I said, they are a bit expensive. So it's nice to save where you can. and to not to just throw away good feathers if they're still usable. At least I think so. This is just a stump of marabou I had lying around. Just use that to grab the rest of the super glue. Looks great. So to add a bit more contrast, I'm gonna take 5 or 6 strands of Hedron lateral scales in gold. Truly nice material as well. This moves independently from all the other stuff, and also reflects light different from all the other flash material, which makes this ideal to use as a contrast. And once you've seen this material move in the water, you will be convinced it is well, the stuff of legend. I said legendary anyway there. Oh, sorry about that. Cutting off those strands. And then the final part is actually just to make a marabou hackle, and then to apply the head. So, tying down my marabou feather here. And everything is going to be covered by the head, so you don't need to use that much varnish for this last final stage of the fly here. And the head is also going to provide some weight to this fly, giving it that perfect buoyancy. So it's gonna hover in the water in that way I really like, and well, I like it for a reason, and that's why, because pikes like it. So just gonna tie down my marabou hackle here. You can use ram's wool or sculpin wool or numerous other stuff here, but I like these marabou hackles because they are very vivid and very lively, and also well, they're relatively cheap, easy to make, and the marabou is actually more durable than you should think. So overall, marabou, a great material for pike flies, especially for the finishing part of flies like this. Gonna make a whip finish here. Like that. And the final touch is one of these future fly predator heads here, like that. Drop a small drop of super glue in the groove, in the dentation for pre-made for the eye. Drop the eye in. Like that. Gonna do the same on the other side. And what you can do afterwards is, of course, you take the fly out of the vise I'm gonna show you, and then trim it so it's not gonna be completely 50 centimeters long, like this. And also gonna cut the front part of the fly. So. And as you can see here, you have the fly here that is very voluminous, have a bit of bulk, but it's a bit long for my taste here. So I'm gonna trim it down a bit here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna trim it. It's still gonna be 25-30 centimeters long. So